Okay, hello, YouTube audience. This is very great. I'm sorry if I seem like I'm rushing right now, but if you're seeing this video, well, I don't know what'll happen if you are seeing this video, what actually is going to come about of this. But, basically, so, you know how I said I was going to drive up to Ottawa, or try to on my side-by-side, my whole planned route up there? Well, yeah, go watch those videos if you haven't seen it. I'm not explaining anything about that right now, because I am beyond livid, very mad, very, very mad, and very stressed, and I have to make some really quick and potentially rash decisions with my very much flustered critical thinking skills right now. Because, you know how I said about, well, some of my relatives up here where I've been staying at this cottage, I felt alienated from? And I'm going to preface this, when I was going to get on the road to Ottawa, I was going to say, not all of them, there were ones who I genuinely, I thought I was being too harsh. I thought I was being too harsh on them, actually, for some of them, because there were ones that genuinely were understanding and caring about what was, going on with me here, as I've tried to explain. But, apparently, one of them who's in another province of Canada, not gonna name names, because, still value the privacy, well, let's say, long story short, kind of ratted me out to the OPP, the Ontario Provincial Police, which, for those of you of international, realm, or live in another country, or if you're, say, American or so, that's our version of state troopers. So, yeah, and basically, I got a phone call from an officer, just telling me that this person called about that, and I asked if I could call them back so that I could talk to this person. So I called this other person, this relative of mine, and I got into a whole argument with them. Because they bloody well could not just let me be my own individual person, let me hold the consequences that come myself, let me take responsibility for my actions. No. They had to actually interfere with that to something, because they said, oh, well, we're worried about you, we're concerned, even though they pretty well backed me into a corner, because if I didn't call this officer back, they were most likely going to show up at the cottage, and if I did call them back, which I did, and they weren't able to convince me of not going through with this plan, then they most likely were also going to show up at the front doors of the cottage. Because people don't think. People are fucking idiots for the most part, and this has been a massive betrayal to my trust. This person, bloody well, and I called a bunch of other people to tell them about this, and some of them took their side, and one person, though, this person, I'm not going to name names again, actually agreed with me that this individual has to butt their nose into everything for no good reason, at least in my opinion. Then again, well, with how everyone's opinions are, it all varies. And, well, now my existential and morality crisis has been very much heightened with all the issues I talked about, considering whether people just put on a persona or personify something to get more benefit for themselves, and maybe we are all just inherently sociopathic. I don't know, but that has heightened this somewhat. Because this person really, I guess, maybe has some more domineering traits that maybe I've overlooked over the years. Again, psychoanalysis here. But, goddamn, wow. So, yeah, I talked with this officer, and basically I didn't know what to say. And all they just said was, well, I highly suggest that you don't attempt to do this. Good luck on getting to Ottawa, whatever way you choose. But we advise you just don't do anything like this, because it's illegal. You know my stance on small vehicles being on the sides of roads, and also you know my stance on the whole policing system in most parts of the world anyway, how I think it's terrible and dysfunctional beyond means, how it's done, and how, in my opinion, most cops are very terrible and manipulative people. Not all, I'm still not going to say all, but most, fucking most. And, my god, this was going to be my last day, here at the cottage. So, I was cleaning everything up, getting things ready. I assembled the wagon that I talked about, that I was going to attach to my side-by-side to carry most of my stuff, with me. So this kind of threw everything into a bit of a more, not really thrown it entirely off track. No, I don't want to say that. I just want to say it made things, 10 times more psychologically painful, and also just completely a lot more unnecessarily convoluted. Yeah. And I hope that individual is watching this video, because I don't fucking care. How bloody well dare you? You absolute moron. My God. And also, it's incredible. A lot of people... It's incredible. I said something similar about someone in my household in the suicidal ideation video. Thinking back on it now. So many people seem to, and again, I'm not trying to sound narcissistic or egotistical with this, but so many people in their own opinion say that I'm very highly intelligent, or they think I have very high intelligence. I'm not gonna, I may think I do personally, I'm an intelligent person, but I'm not going to go on about that. On their opinion basis is that, their opinion is that I'm very high intelligent. But it's incredible how really people only want to hear me talk. They don't care about me acting upon my morals and like what I am feeling about what I have discerned, but through critical, intelligent thinking. No. They just care if I talk fancy. Oh, you're so smart. Look, oh my God, you know so much. Then why do you not bloody well respect, especially now that I am in my country, a legal adult, able to make my own decisions and have my own free agency, which I already think should be allowed for people with higher mental maturity at earlier ages in terms of what certain things they are able to do. So, my God, they don't respect that at all. Pretty well just lied to me, like people in my household did, about, we don't want you to do this, but, we highly advise you don't, but then just tricking me into thinking that, he'll change his mind. And if he doesn't change his mind, because he maybe thinks differently, well, then we'll force his hand, basically. So, basically, it's a, almost like an autocratic dictatorship. No, maybe even worse than that. Maybe a stronghold dictatorship. Yeah, where you have some leeway, but if you do really ultimately step out of line, or you're about to step out of line, you get a slap on the wrist. Now, obviously, there are certain things I logically, with my morals, think that would be appropriate for. This is not one of them, and not just because it pertains to me. That would be entirely selfish. But I am livid. So now, it is nighttime, if you couldn't tell. I have to make the quick and, again, possibly rash decision of leaving tonight and getting on that side-by-side and just going with what I have. I have already a lot of things prepared. Or whether I decide to leave tonight and just walk. Maybe it'll turn into a fucking walking trip to Ottawa if I have to abandon the $5,000 side-by-side that I purchased. Yeah, I'm saying how much I paid for it. It was $5,000 fucking dollars, which did dubious tax on my already dwindling bank account, which I had been trying to conserve because I am fucking impoverished now. That is I don't care, because again, I talked about how people, if they think that's a lot of money, then you do not have a good concept of money and how it works, because in this country, at least, that is not a lot of cash. I would be flat broke if I tried to buy any sort of living arrangements for even a month in most major metropolitan areas with that amount. So, my God, that took a tax on my funds. And I just left. Yesterday was the last day of actually my restaurant job, which I was already so honestly devastated and sad to leave, but felt that for my own self, I had to, because of what I'm going on right now. So, this has been... I don't want to give up the side-by-side for reasons stated in the other videos, because I was not just planning it, by the way, to take it to Ottawa. I was planning on taking it beyond and hopefully keeping it through the entirety of my journey, if possible, by some stretch of the imagination, as I was planning to with my past two vehicles, the motorized bike and the electric golf cart, if they weren't breaking down and inefficient at points. So, this I am solely mad. I will make a decision whether I leave tonight, what my plan will be. I have to call someone else and potentially maybe get a ride with them, which I did not want to do because of the whole burdening aspect and whether I feel that's even morally and just ethically comparable, whether I genuinely feel like that's worth doing and it's not some form of detriment. So, yeah, long story short, right now I am so mad at so many people. I hope that they see this. I hope that my entire extended family sees this. By the way, I've been looking after your fucking cottage, by the way, for an entire summer. An entire fucking summer. 4 fucking months. Yeah, I may have left a few dishes strewn around. Yeah, it was quite messy at points. I being the only one fucking here who cleaned the entire floors, vacuum the place, dust the place regularly. My God, you piss your pants over fucking dishes? Jesus Christ. Which I also, at points when you did come up and I had been planning on to clean before you came up, you just so happened to come up on the most inconvenient time when I was planning on doing so. And also I've been in a depressive slump. Yeah, hello. Hindering me from actually doing certain activities because, yeah, oh yeah, still clinically depressed. And have a dissociative disorder and psychosomatic illness. Jesus Christ. Looking after a cottage for 4 fucking months. 4 fucking months. Going, not just lying around, by the way, and doing nothing, going around these entire counties looking for jobs and positions to actually get some sort of income for myself and pay for the necessities needed to continue my journey was the only reason I stopped up here was to reflect on things and also obtain employment. I would have, right now I'm actually regretting not just bypassing this fucking village and going straight to Ottawa on my motorized bicycle. That option now is really looking a lot better. Yeah, there was a lot of self-reflection done over this summer, and there was things that, well, for the most part, still somber on many things, but I did learn certain things, see different perspectives of people, and meet very interesting individuals. But this decision, that this individual in another province decided to go about and do, well, you have betrayed my trust severely. I hope that that trust can be mended. Because it could be so easy for this to trigger. Here's my knowledge of psychology. It could be with my already, I guess, somewhat increasing borderline traits. This could have, at some point, if someone was not able to handle trauma as well to this, could have developed into something like borderline personality disorder or something of the likes. So, yeah. I'm so mad. So very, very mad. I'm packing up right now, actually. All the necessities at lightning speed, as fast as I can. So again, very scatterbrained. Sorry. And sorry if I'm projecting my emotional baggage onto you. I mean, it's kind of what this channel's turned into by this point. But I really don't fucking care. I don't care because this is part... I said I would film this journey. This is part of it. And, yeah. I am so mad. One thing's for certain, if people genuinely feel that this decision was right and don't at all change their minds in the future, I sure as hell, whatever happens to me on my journey, if I make it to Iqaluit one day or whatever, or if I ever decide to come back to Toronto or around Ontario even, I bloody well will not be coming back here. Yeah. Thank you so much. Person, who did this to me, I hope you really reflect on yourself. I really hope that you actually take a long, hard look at how a decision like this, literally, you have made someone so much worse by doing this. You put so much more psychological tax on someone because you just have to be the fucking hero in the... Well, not even the hero. No. I don't want it to sound... Well, hey, maybe you do have a savior complex. I don't know. I don't want to sound like anyone who helps people is a savior complex. I don't logically believe that. But you had to bloody well just go about it in this way that feels so, yes, incredibly egocentric. Beyond egocentric. You had to go about it this way, betray my trust, not even talk to me first, by the way. Their decision was to call the police and not even discuss it with me at all. The last time that they talked to me was 2 months ago. It was once. They had had the least involvement in all this dilemma with me than any of my other extended relatives. Any of the others. They had the least. 0. And they made this decision. They didn't even try talking to me or calling me first. So they went ahead and did that. So bloody well. Oh, yes, and apparently talking to this officer, the OPP now might very well be looking for me, or very well be looking out for a side-by-side of some kind with a extension attached to it to haul stuff behind. So, yeah, that's great. That's lovely. That's nice. Good thing it's dark. If I leave tonight, I may have the cover of darkness. I don't know. If you're seeing this video, I made a decision on something, if I don't choose to delete it. But, yeah, so I hope you get help, person who did this. I hope you do a lot of self-reflection, and I hope we can get past this. But, right now, fuck you sincerely. Kiss my ass. You have really betrayed my trust. Severely. My God, if it couldn't have been broken anymore, or my fucking hope for humanity was already dwindling, this was a really big nail in the coffin for I don't know what. So thank you for that. Bye. So, yeah, if you can't tell, I'm still just blasted with rage right now. I'm still so incredibly mad. But I have come to a bit more of a level-headed space, at least in my opinion. I called a few people, as I already surely said in the last part of this. And I called the family friend who I will, for the most part, be staying with, in Ottawa. And, there were 2 options that I saw as is now to kind of come to a middle ground one option that I saw as a possible middle ground for the dilemmas that I'm having of why I didn't want to get a ride up to Ottawa. So the option was that if a person who I might in a town nearby Ottawa didn't pick up to where I could ask them again, because they haven't picked up, about storing my UTV side-by-side on their property for the entirety of the winter, then if they didn't pick up, I would drive in the cover of darkness in the night, so that hopefully the OPP had a less chance of catching me, all the way up to close to actually, no, you know what? I'm not going to say that in case... I'm not going to say that in case this other option doesn't work out. I'm not going to say that. I'm actually realizing that is a foolish move. If whatever happens, if I get further up into close to Ottawa, by whatever means, I will say my plan for that. Not going to discuss that now. But anyway, but the main option is, that, this family friend is more than willing. It's not like I convinced them because I didn't want to do this. They've just been wanting to, come get me and my UTV and the fucking wagon that I just spent the whole fucking morning setting up and getting bitten alive by mosquitoes. and rust all over my hands. Spent the whole fucking morning setting up. They're gonna, in Ottawa, first thing tomorrow morning, rent some sort of large vehicle, larger pickup truck, some sort of bigger hauling van, something. Well, maybe not a hauling van, just they're gonna set up, they're gonna get some kind of vehicle that can bring me, them, and my off-road vehicle and the wagon with me to Ottawa. So they're going to do that. Try to do that at least. And yeah, they're going to just take me up there. It'll completely ruin part of the whole journey to find my ethics, or, well, it will hinder upon the hope that I didn't want to do that because of what I may miss, what I may realize if I encounter certain things along this trek. Which, the main answer, by the way, again, like I said, for this moron of a relative, who, again, like I said, potentially has a savior complex. Saying that, you don't have a license and you don't have insurance, so, it's not safe. Bitch, if I get a license in Ottawa, I'm not getting insurance. I don't have the money to afford monthly payments for that. I don't. What I'm going to do is, once I obtain a job in Ottawa, hopefully, or in Gatineau, in the neighboring city over on the Quebec side, then I'm conserving as much as possible with that, so that when I get back on the road, which I will hopefully have my side-by-side to take me through the rest of Quebec and into Labrador, I will have funds accumulated so that I can save as much as possible, so I don't need to hopefully stop at many points to obtain another job. Hopefully. If I get to Quebec City and my funds start to dwindle, then yes, as I explained in the other videos, I will fucking have to try and look for a job. But I ideally, hopefully, can save up enough in Ottawa or Gatineau to get me at least a length of the ways across. A large length. And also, too, people seem to really... I'm starting to realize this my relatives, the ones... And again, I'm not going to speak... I also, like I said, didn't want to be too harsh on certain people. I think the people who didn't alienate me, or actually tried and who had really good conversations with me and seemed genuinely concerned about my well-being, despite our disagreements, see, it's fucking up, the anger is fucking up my speech problems. Disagreements. To you, I'm not going to say your names, but I think you know who you are. I'm going to say your initials, J, C, and L, or the shortened version would be or less. It's the shortened form of their name. And R, who's also related to them. If none of you knew about this, then this is not directed at you. And anything else after this, not directed at you. Okay? If you genuinely meant everything that you did for me and discussed with me while here, thank you. I love you. And this is not directed at you. If you did know about this, what this relative was going to do, then fuck you just as much. Another betray on my trust. If you did know about this, so if you didn't, you're off the hook. If you did, screw you. So, yeah. And I sincerely hope, because literally yesterday, before I went in to work, a relative of mine helped me make modifications to my side-by-side, tighten the chain, fix up a few things, oil it, help me stick another orange slow-moving vehicle triangle to it. They came out in the rain for that. Pouring rain. I was so thankful, even with my skewed sense of human nature, so thankful, grateful that they did that. I was going to actually call them again today, someone that they know, to thank them for everything that they did. So again, if you didn't know about this, thank you so much for everything you did. If you did know about this, once again, you are an asshole. An absolute asshole. So, what's gonna happen is, well, let me just show you. I have some, this is a fucking tarp that, I bought with a coworker of mine to cover my belongings with. These are bags I had strewn about with stuff with, oh yeah, fucking a pack of screwdrivers, bought paints for a certain thing I was going to use it for, tape, oil, I bought fucking more oil, which cost me money to use, food, which I had packed into this cooler because I didn't know if I was going to just dip tonight. That's not all of it. Oh yeah. Fucking road map of the central southern part of friggin' Ontario. Useless to me now for the most part, unless me and this family friend from Ottawa get bloody well stuck. So, oh yeah, and literally the other day I picked sumac. Literally, there are sumac bushes, wild staghorn sumac, which is edible, and it's used as a medicinal herb for many, well, not medicinal, fucking used as a medical herb. It had been cultivated by a lot of the indigenous cultures around here. After I didn't know this, the Europeans actually brought staghorn sumac over as it's an invasive species here. But during the last 200 years or so, a lot of the indigenous cultures started cultivating it into their own, traditional foods and medicines. But anyway, so yeah, it's edible. It has a lot of antioxidants, and it was very fresh. Was going to use it on the road. It's probably going to go spoiled. Actually, you know what? Let me put it in the freezer until then. Hopefully it doesn't go spoiled, or the glass doesn't crack while it's freezing until I leave. Bunch of other food bought for the fucking trip. Ice packs I bought for the trip up. Other food, more food in the fridge. So yeah. Oh, and like I mentioned as well, oh yeah, and also, the winter clothes that I had gotten ready today, for all this. So, yeah. Again, like I said, in the last part, first half of this video, spent the entirety of today just cleaning up this whole place for ya, and doing dishes and fucking setting up that wagon. Spent the whole fucking day doing this. It's not even so... God, what pisses me off even more, not just the fact that this person decided to try and, literally rat me out and corner me by the OPP. Because I called, called that officer back. Basically just advised, well, find another way to Ottawa. And, will pretty well be looking for you if you're out on the roads. I just talked to a friend of mine right now who just said your best bet if you were going to take it is just wait a few weeks until they don't care anymore or stop looking. Didn't want to wait a few more weeks because the colder weather coming. It is right now the beginning of autumn, fall. It's getting colder. I specifically plan to leave today to avoid getting into troublesome colder weather. And it's so incredible. People just repeat things like robots. These relatives were telling me, oh, we understand you, but this isn't the right way to do it. Because it's illegal. Just because something is illegal doesn't make it right. Jesus Christ. People don't understand. Really don't it's so true. I was so right. They don't understand what a morality crisis is. What our human morals, human behavior is. What is the concept of questioning right and wrong? Do you think someone who is questioning what is right or wrong and they don't know the answer is just not going to... Well, in my opinion, you shouldn't just go along with what everyone else is doing in a herd mentality type histrionic shit. Oh. So, yeah. Again, such a stab in the back after looking after your fucking cottage for 4 months. 4 months. I was running around this fucking county trying to obtain a job, trying to experience things because of the ethical and psychological dilemma I'm having. Being in a massive depressive slump. And, well, by the way, many of you would come up here, trash the place while I was here, run around the place like you owned it, which it's supposed to be shared. Remember, one of them even said, and I made amends with this one person, and I'm glad that we had a heart-to-heart one night when a issue arose over a really stupid scenario to get mad over. I'm not going to dwell too much on that, but that whole reason why you got mad over me for that thing when I offered to fix said thing, really stupid. This person tells me that I'm walking around the place like I own the place. Look at yourself. You come here, drink your asses off, light bonfires, burn things, a dubious amount of stuff that really probably would be bad for the local environment. Granted, I'm guilty of that somewhat too because I tried to start a fire, achieved starting a fire for the first time on my own, no tutorial, with certain bits of cardboard that did unfortunately have some amount of toxic plastic substances in it that could have not been good for the air. But even so, constantly just coming in, making the place a mess, leaving things all about while you were here, sometimes not even cleaning shit up when you left. I cleaned it up. Literally when, I'm not going to name names again, when someone was here, I found literally I found 3 separate beer cans out in the potted plants here. 3 of them. After you had gone. You tell me I'm walking around here like I own the fucking place? It's so incredible, too, how manipulative. This is really manipulative. It's manipulative of people. So many people just want to act like they have the answers because they're an adult, that they know. Just piss off, you insecure morons. It's incredible. I believe, and again, because I'm in such an angry state, I guess my memory's getting foggy. Leaving the last bit I said, how people just... Yeah, I did say this. Praise me for my intelligence. Based on their opinion, not mine. Not my opinion of my intelligence. Their opinion. And yet, they don't respect it. Well, another thing that pissed me off. Because again, I will say, spending all this money over the summer, that UTV, $5,000, my own money. And I'm not saying like I care about money overall. I've said in the last few videos, I think money is worthless inherently, but not useless. The not useless part is the key word there. I still needed it. $5,000. Before that, spent $3,000 to get the electric golf cart. And I said in the last video, like, the range that my funds have been dwindling in, but after that fucking golf cart, they were below that range. Recently, because of the restaurant job I got, which I was very saddened to leave. That job got me just back up to it. So not only that, spending that much amount. This, you see, do you see this? Any relatives watching? You see this? You see that? That's a light. You know what that is? Electricity. You know what that is? Hydro. I've been paying the fucking hydro bill for this cottage, paying a relative, transferring money to them for the bills for the past 4 months. $76 each month. Now, I'm not going to ask this relative to just refund me all of it, though, because that feels in some way, in certain regards, conflicts with my ethics, logically, again. Though it's feeling like I would like to, because this has just been a spit in the mouth, not even in the face. It's like you open my... No, not even that. It's like you forced my jaw open, you gagged yourself, and you fucking projectile vomited into my mouth. Yeah, taking that gross description. That's what it feels like you did to me. You pried my jaws open and fed me your puke. I'm not going to ask them to refund me the 76, 70. Bad at math, but from my estimate, close to $400. I'm not going to ask them to refund me that. But so, here's what I'm going to do. Since so many of you complained about the dishes, the mess that I left for you, and I'm not, as I've said, I don't like being a spiteful person. Logically, I don't like being angry or mean to people. So, I'm not gonna fucking destroy this place or trash the entire, break shit, rip curtains, anything. I'm not gonna maliciously just vandalize the whole fucking place. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave a mess. I'll leave towels strewn about, some dirt here and there, just some food lying out on the counter for when I leave. You can clean it up. You can fucking clean it up. I think that's well enough deserved. I was going to vacuum the place. I was going to dust the place. I was going to disinfect the whole counter and floor and the washrooms, as I had been doing over the whole fucking 4 months that I'd been here. When you all weren't here because I tried staying out of your way as to not piss you all off. And just let you do what you wanted to do to this place. But, no. I'm gonna leave blankets out. I'm gonna leave shit everywhere. Not actual shit. I'm going to just leave trash everywhere. You clean it up. Because honestly, because from calling a few relatives now, it seems like quite a few people knew about this certain individual's plan to tip off the OPP. So, yeah. Sincerely, fuck you. I hope you see this. And if you don't, I may just send you this video. If you don't go out of your way looking for it. So, yeah. I'm just gonna make the place a mess. It really gets me, especially as well. It's not even just like that I was looking after, like, the cottage as well. Again, the dubious amount stuff I did over the summer, money I spent, as you knew, trying to gather. The only reason I even stopped here, A, was to see what I may find, and B, to get a job and accumulate funds and get more needed necessities to go up there. I lost certain things because they broke, things fell apart. It happens. It's life. You can't predict everything. You can't plan for pretty well almost anything, it really seems. For as much as I have a plan for something, you can't fully plan for anything. And what also, again, pissed me off, that right there, electricity, the hydro bills, $76 a month out of my fucking savings. So yeah, place will be left a mess for you. You're welcome. That's more than deserved. So also as well, before I sign off of this, because my phone is dying, and I will upload this, and I'm probably not going to sleep tonight, probably going to pull an all-nighter, because of how livid I am, stressed, yeah, just anxiety flaring up. I don't have chronic anxiety, but at this point, well, my ethical dilemma has been yet matched with another problem. And my stress levels are through the roof. So, yeah, great. Fantastic. Yeah, probably not going to sleep tonight. Gotta get stuff ready for when I get picked up tomorrow. Loading an entire small vehicle into another vehicle. And then a towing unit onto it as well. Jesus Christ. So many people are really just fucking idiots who do not think. Let's hope in future we can make amends. I hope that. If, like, you do actually, if I feel that you are being sincere and actually want to make amends to me, then I will logically forgive you. I'm not going to hold a grudge, at least as of right now. But this is a severe betraying my trust. Severely betrayed my trust. So I'm not going to inform any of you about the rest of my journey. You've lost that privilege. You have lost it. You have just in one single night ruined weeks, my whole week, the next coming weeks. I will have a lot to contemplate now as well when this friend of mine picks me up. I will be saddened that this caused them to go out of their way to do this, because I don't know if it's justifiable by human nature anymore. Yeah. So you don't get to know that. And for however long I stay in Ottawa, when I eventually get going through Gatineau into Quebec, reason why now I'm again, I guess I should explain this. Taking the vehicle itself, which I logically thought instead of doing the second option, which I mentioned earlier, is because, well, I would like to keep the vehicle so that I can keep using it through the rest of my journey like I wanted to with my motorized bike and golf cart until they became inefficient or broke, because I spent a hell of a lot of money on that. And it's going to, if I left it here for all of you to use, you can't use it around here. People suggested that I leave it here at the college for people to use. What are you going to fucking use it for? This area is so hilly, it wouldn't be good for maintenance anyway. You can't take it on that back road because of issues regarding the people who own it. And to get to any trails around here, you have to tow it or illegally drive it on the road. So you can't use it around here. At least without it becoming a hassle or just collecting dust. So, yeah. You're not knowing anything else about my journey, at least directly from me. If my family friend, or if some regards I decide to tell the people in my household any more about my journey, if they know it, whatever they tell you, if you hear it through that, fine, but you're not hearing anything directly from me. You're not. You've lost that privilege. Lost it. For those of you who knew about this decision. That individual who made the decision lost that privilege. Lost it. So, yeah. You can stress and worry about it. So take that as a bit of your selfish infliction on me. Yeah, maybe it's selfish for me to so-called not worry about you, even though, yes, it has been burdening on my mind just staying here. Literally just staying here. I felt myself being a burden already. But now you can feel the burden that you have basically guilted on me with your selfishness of basically saying, oh, how is this journey affecting you? So there you go. You can worry a little longer about that. You can self-reflect. You can decide if you thought what you did to me was right or wrong in your eyes. You can decide that for yourself. But whatever it may be, you're not knowing. And when I leave Ottawa, when I get out of the province of Ontario, I'm not telling you when I'm leaving. I'm absolutely not. I may not even really tell. I don't want to do this. If I'm staying on and off with them or staying with them full time, I don't know if I'll. It's the trust issues now inflicted somewhat, because I don't know if I'll even tell. I don't know if I'll tell my family friend when I'm leaving, out of fear of this other individual tipping off the QPP, the Quebec Provincial Police. So, yeah. See you on the road to Ottawa, potentially. I may still just film footage. It'll at least be very nice to look back and reflect on, for enjoyment of all of you, if you want some entertainment looking at nice scenery of the Ontario countryside, and also just for me to have some enjoyment of the scenery. And remember the car ride. Something. But if not that, then, yeah. Really see you in Ottawa. Good night. Okay, I know I've literally just said, like, see, my voice is starting to go a bit hoarse because of all the yelling. I literally signed off twice now in this video. This is the last bit. I said I'm going to leave the place a mess, but I'm not going to say whose room this is to the internet, but to any people in my extended relatives watching, that room, you know what room that is? I'm not touching that room. I have respect for the memory of that person. So, yeah, that room is not being harmed. That room is staying pristine, clean. Hell, maybe I will actually go in there and tidy it up a bit for before I leave. Maybe I'll go in there and actually dust a bit tonight. But, so yeah, that room is not being touched in terms of making a mess. But, everywhere else in this freaking cottage, it's being left a mess. So, there.